Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Food School Smarter, Stronger, and Leaner podcast on a mission to inspire a world where food makes us better. Guys, you are in for a treat today. You're gonna learn everything you need to know about blue light exposure, bright light exposure, sunset lights to help you sleep better at night and wake up on the same time. So all of this, the best cutting edge science from best neuroscience labs around the world, science that can help you to feel and do better and be more awesome you. So today again, it's about blue light, bright light, and everything you need to do around light at night to sleep better, to go to bed and feel sleepy on the same time, on good time, when you know it's your best, so you don't feel tired and wired. To wake up on the same time in the morning, not feeling sleepy, but instead feeling refreshed and rested and ready to go. So for all of this, we're going to be adjusting our light environment. So number one, guys, a recent piece of information that is coming to you from labs in US, neuroscience labs, specifically Huberman lab. If you hearing this name the first time, then you can Google it, Huberman Lab. But anyhow, leading scientific research in neuroscience. It seems that we are really sensitive to all kinds of light spectrum, especially light spectrums around sunrise and sunset. So we talked about light at sunrise and how important it is to get out there first hour of your waking time, ideally first hour of sunrise, to restart our circadian clock, to fall asleep and be awake and alert all at the right times. Now, sunset time is also important, and it's important to synchronize even better our circadian clock every day with sun cycles, so we feel sleepy, fall asleep, and have good quality sleep on the ideal for our environment and our productivity, our performance time. So again, sunset light is also important to further synchronize your internal clock with sun cycle. And again, that will help you to sleep better and stay alert, more focused, more awake during the day, especially if you're having troubles, falling asleep on time, going to bed on time, waking up on time, feeling refreshed and rested and ready to go. So sunset time. So the best time is about an hour time around sunset time. So for example, here in London, the sun goes down to about 6:20 p.m. right now. So the best time to get out there to get some sunset light will be like half an hour before, half an hour after. Probably before is better than after, because sunlight seems to be going down after this time, especially fast. So I would suggest going 45-30 minutes before official sunset time out there, spending at least 5 minutes. I guess 5 minutes is a good amount to shoot for and is enough to help further synchronize your internal clock with sun cycles. That again will help you to sleep better, fall asleep on time, wake up on time, feeling refreshed, rested, ready to go, focused, alert, and awake. So that's about sunset time. Now let's talk about blue light and bright light exposure at night. Now that sunset walk will help you to be less sensitive to that blue and bright light. Now, not completely insensitive, but it will help your body and your brain to pay less attention to that artificial blue and bright light. So doing sunset walk, you are already helping with that. But to do it better, to do it to supercharge your night routine for really, really good night's sleep, to help your hormones like melatonin to be released on time and in sufficient amount. So what we want to do with blue light and bright light, well, first of all, blue light basically light from all the screens, your laptops, tablets, TV, I'm actually not sure of, to be honest. I need to look it up better. But TV, light from TV also isn't helping. So if you're watching TV at night, that will delay the release of melatonin, the amount of that melatonin released, and will make your sleep not as good, and also will make it harder for you to fall asleep. Like, for blue lights on your screens, like your mobile phone, your tablet, your PC, you need to install blue light blocking app. On many mobile phones these days, they have blue light blocking mode. Sometimes it's night mode. Sometimes you need to adjust it to make sure that it's enough. And the effect that you want to be seeing on your screens is around an hour before your bedtime, at least. Usually I recommend 2 hours before your bedtime. Your screens should go orange and yellow. That's the kind of light that our eyes would see at sunset. And that's the kind of light that seems to have much less effect on our melatonin. Probably still has some effect, that bright light, but not at all as much as blue light. So blue light blocking apps like F-Lux, I'm gonna link it in the show notes, or night mode. Make sure to adjust it so it goes on at least an hour before, but I always recommend 2 hours before. That's what I'm doing, as early as possible, as close to sunset as possible, obviously, because we are trying to synchronize our internal clock with sun cycles to sleep better and optimize our performance, obviously. So blue lights, right? And when it comes to TV, unless you have a setting on your TV, like maybe it's some sort of smart TV, or maybe you have blue light blocking glasses, those red, orange tinted glasses, that also helps for watching TV. Unless you have that, I really highly not recommending to watch TV an hour before your bedtime, at least. Again, a couple of hours, even better. But that's also, like, watching TV is also bad for another reason, because it keeps our brain active on a certain level, and so it's harder to fall asleep and wind down when we are watching TV or other, like, social media videos, YouTube videos. It's the same thing, and so stop watching. Instead, maybe take a shower, hot bath, talk to your friends, talk on the phone with your partner, or in person. It's also good. Listen to some music, do stretching, do some planning, some journaling. All of these activities will help you to wind down and fall asleep. Again, watching stuff and getting super excited isn't going to help you to fall asleep. So blue lights, but also bright lights. Guys, if your lights in your place are super bright, and especially if they're blue, that will also interact with your sleep cycles a lot. So what is the best recommendation out there from science labs applied to our life is to have some lights that are orange, and orange, yellow, more of a red spectrum kind of lights. If you have that opportunity to use those at night or change some light bulbs, please do so. So maybe you have a set of light bulbs in your lighting solution, a set of light bulbs that are more on a blue spectrum for daylight and before sunset, and then a set of light bulbs that are more on orange and yellow spectrum that you're going to be using at night after sunset. Also, it is more beneficial to have side lights and lights that are more below your eye level. Those seem to affect our sleep cycle the least compared to overhead lighting. So if you have bulbs, some sort of light solution above your head, and you have something below your eye level or somewhere around that, then for nights it's been more beneficial to use that light that is below your eye level, on the sides, maybe on your tables, maybe even on your floor. That will help your body and your brain to wind down, to release melatonin and other hormones on time in sufficient amounts to help you sleep really well, especially deep sleep, that affects it a lot, seem to affect that a lot. So lights below your eye level instead of lights above your head, and also lights more on a yellow, orange, red spectrum instead of blue spectrum. And plus, try to, just in general, not use a lot of bright light, or don't expose yourself to bright light. That also goes for, night grocery shopping. Might not be the best idea, especially if it's really close to bedtime. So that's about light. And the last, but definitely not least, guys, it seems from the science that is coming out right now, there is really good evidence that if you expose yourself to any sort of bright light between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. in the morning, 10 p.m., 4 a.m. in the morning, universally, you not going to just affect your sleep a lot and desynchronize your internal clocks much more with sun cycles, and that will affect everything from your awake state during the day to your ability falling asleep down the road, and so many other health hazards will come from that. But that also affects the level of dopamine in your system release. So that light, bright light between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. seems to suppress that reward system, that dopamine system. That, by the way, guys, drives our motivation, our drive to do things, to, exercise, to get after our goals, to eat healthier, to learn stuff. So bright light between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. affects that reward, the dopamine system circuitry in a negative way. So you're less driven to do things, you are feeling lazy yet, you're going to be not as motivated to pursue any goals, to exercise, to do anything that requires a little bit more effort and making you go after things. So bright light between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. really negatively affects that thing. So if you want to feel more motivated, if you want to feel like you have more energy, more drive to do things, to get after any kind of goals of yours, to learn stuff, to do exercise, etc., you'd better not look at anything bright between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. That's what the science shows, guys. And hey, I'm not here to tell you what to do with your life. You can do whatever you want to do with your life. It's your choice. But that's what the science shows. You're going to be exposing yourself to bright light, then you're probably not going to be feeling that motivated to do stuff. And your clock going to be desynchronized. And you're not going to be feeling that alert and focused and not as productive during the day, having troubles falling asleep, and your mental health going to suffer. Like, whether you choose to use the scientific advice or not, it's your choice. But the consequences are there for all of us universally. So you either use it or don't. It's your choice. But the consequence is going to be there. And now you're aware of those things, so there is no excuse for you to complain if you are getting those negative results while not following the advice that we know works for human beings, right? So again, to recap, today we talked about sunset light exposure to help us synchronize our internal clocks and to make us less sensitive to artificial light at night. Today we talked about blue lights from all of our screens and watching stuff at night, like TV and also YouTube, and doing exciting stuff at night. Today we also talked about bright lights and how we should be adjusting, and that's what I'm always doing every night, how we should be adjusting, about a couple of hours before our bedtime, our lights, less above headlights, more eye level and below kinds of lights, less blue light, more orange and yellow and red kind of light. And we also talked about specific importance of not exposing ourselves to bright light between the hours of 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. That affects our motivation, our dopamine rewarding circuitry, but also affects our mental health and a lot of other health biomarkers. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Thank you for maybe spreading this knowledge, because we want to live in a world where everyone is thriving, right? Where everyone is doing well. So when you share this information, you help other people to do better. And then one by one, we affect the whole world and the world changes. And then at some point, we won't have to think about adjusting our lights. They're going to adjust automatically. So that's what you're helping to do when you are sharing this content, guys. So I'm only asking you about, well, actually a couple of things. Take care of yourself first and foremost. And then the second thing is to spread this knowledge, because that's what works for well-being of human beings. And the more of us do it, the sooner our environment is going to be adjusted to satisfy those requirements and needs of all of us, right? So share this content to make the world better, one person at a time. And guys, as usual, till next time, don't forget to eat better daily.